Welcome to Tila's Fashion. On today's video we're going to be making this beautiful cowl neck dress, and I'm going to be using a pattern that is slightly different from what I usually see. And without wasting much time, let's just get right into this tutorial. First thing I'm measuring out are the reference lines, that is the bust line, the under bust line, the waistline, the hip line, full length, all of that. Next, I'm going to take the shoulder width divided by 2, and whatever I get, I'm just going to place that in and also add half an inch allowance. Next, I'm measuring the depth of the armhole, and I'm going to be taking 7 inches, and I would extend that line. So what we're doing is we're making a basic pattern first before we would convert it to the cowl neck pattern. So make sure you watch this video till the end to understand fully. Next, I'm going to take the bust circumference divided by 4 and add my seam allowance, and I'll just mark that down. And when I was measuring the bust circumference, I actually made the tape not too tight on myself, so the dress will be a little bit free on me. And I did the same thing for the under bust, waist and hip measurement. I divided it by 4 and added my seam allowance. So we're getting to the front pattern here. I took 4 inches deep for the neckline, and I just measured that out. So we're going to kind of turn this to an off shoulder pattern so we can turn it into the cowl neck pattern. So I'm going to take 5 inches from the midline and connect it to the armhole over there, and at that point, that is where the spaghetti strap would actually be attached. But you're just going to see how everything is going to play out. So this is how the normal neckline is supposed to look, but we want to convert this into the cowl neckline that has the excess fabric around the chest. So what I'm going to do is the line that we connected earlier to make the normal neckline, we're going to extend it outside to give that excess fabric that would form the cowl neck. So I extended it out by about 3 inches, but you can extend it as much as you want to. It depends on how much you want it to pour. Also, I went over the lines with a deeper marker pen so you could see the lines, and I'm just going to cut that out. So the next thing I'm going to cut out is the facing, and I'm just going to trace it out with the main pattern and cut it out, and I'm going to join it to the main pattern. So this is the final look of the front pattern. Now we can cut it on the main material. So when we attach the straps, because of the excess material we added, the neckline is just going to naturally pull, and that is the method I was talking about. So yeah, let's get into cutting the back piece. And for the back piece, we don't need that excess fabric anymore, so we're going to take it off. Basically just going to cut it off. The pattern is the same apart from the neck. Just cut it off. You can bring the neckline lower, but you just have to cut off the excess. And I'm also adding a zip. You don't have to add the zip if you don't want it, but I'll be adding a zip. So I'm going to add the zip allowance and I'll just cut it out. Next, I'm going to cut the strap and they're going to be an inch wide, and after that we're just going to get right into sewing. So the first thing I'm doing is I want to turn the armhole inside out. So I'm going to fold the facing in and make sure the shiny part of the silk material is touching the shiny part of the facing, and I'm just going to sew the armhole and I'm going to turn it inside out and then iron it. So after sewing the armhole with the facing, this is how it's currently looking like, and for the front piece, and this is the back of the front piece, and this is the back piece also. So now I'm just going to go on and attach the zip. At this point I realized that I didn't have the same color of zip, and so I just used a different color just for this video. Now I'm just going to sew the straps, and I'm going to use a safety pin to turn them inside out. After turning them inside out, this is how they look, and I'm going to attach them to the front piece right now, and I'm going to cross them to attach them to the back piece. So after attaching them to the front piece, now I want to cross them over and attach them to the back piece. Remember the 4 inches we took at the neckline when we were drafting the pattern, because I didn't measure the length of the straps. I'm just going to take the 4 inches back here, and I'm just going to cross them because I want the back to have this crisscross effect with the strap. I'm going to cross them, and then I'm going to attach them to the back piece. So now we can attach the front piece to the back piece of the dress. We're just going to sew along the seam allowance we took when we were drafting, and we're also going to sew the hem of the dress after this. So this is the final look. This is actually the inside of the dress. I just want to show you guys the inside of the dress. This is final look. This is how it's looking, and I saw the hem off camera, and yes, the The upper part of the front piece is wider than the upper part of the back piece because of that cowl neck effect. Okay guys, that is all for this video. Thanks so much for watching till the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, drop a comment, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you and bye.